Good afternoon, everyone. How are we feeling?
Ahí estamos.
I'm gonna shout you out. Okay, good?
Yes.
Okay, good. Would you start? Miss Vicky?
Lo pongo atrás. A la persona que toda la persona se lo puede poner público.
La oficina de
I
Pierina
am
Sanchez.
so incredibly humbled today.
97 de Girón.
I'm trying not to cry. It's happened almost 3 times already. When I saw my tias coming together, when I saw my mother becoming so proud at the turnout today, I am so incredibly humbled. My name is Pierina Sanchez. I'm running for New York City Council District 14.
Yes.
I was born and raised in this community. And I am a proud dominicana. And I am here today with incredible support. To leaders in labor who have come by my side and joined our community coalition. Oh my God, pero que cuando yo doy la vuelta siguen la gente. Yes! And I am so incredibly humbled by the coalition that we have been able to build. So I am Pierina Sanchez. And one of my earliest memories as a child in this neighborhood is of tenant harassment. One of my earliest memories as a child is watching my mom. Ven acá, y mi mamá. Ven acá, señora. Oh, she's eating, okay. One of my earliest memories is of watching my mother and my tias fighting for their rights. Fighting for their rights because we have dignity. We have dignity, right?
Yes.
And when we're not treated right, we need to fight. When we're not treated right, we need to fight. When we're not treated right, we need to fight. When we're not treated right, we need to fight. That's right. And fight is what they did. This landlord who abused their powers, who did not provide heat, hot water repairs, they stood up and fought back. They figured it out. They don't speak English. They didn't. Now se defienden ahora. But at the time, I was a young child. And 30 years later, I am who I am because of those women. Tía Irma, tía Sori, Janés, por favor, levanten la mano. Señora Flores, these women make me who I am. Their spirit is what I embody. I went to Harvard. I went to Princeton. After coming to public schools from here, the first thing I did when I graduated Harvard was what? Come right back to the neighborhood.
Yes.
And nobody can take away the thousands of people that I was able to help in that first job, working in the city council here. And then from there, the story goes on that I was able to work in the White House, that I was able to be a senior advisor. But just like the first job that I had coming from college, coming from Harvard University, was here in the neighborhood, just like that, can't get me off that community board. Can't get me out of those protests, right? You see me there. And so with that, I just am so incredibly humbled at the show of support here today. We're gonna win this. We're gonna win this together. And I'm gonna say a few words in Spanish, and then I'm gonna introduce some incredible supporters that I have here with us today. Saludos, mi nombre es Pierina Sanchez. Soy candidata a concejal aquí en el Distrito 14. Vengo de una familia humilde, dominicanas. Nacida y criada aquí en esta comunidad. De aquí no me saca nadie. Yo tuve muchas oportunidades en mi vida por los sacrificios que hicieron mis padres y mis tíos y mis tías. Yo quiero que levanten las manos. Mercedes Flores. Chiquita, pero... Yo quiero que levanten la mano Mercedes Flores, Irma Flores, Janés, Audalicia. Aquí. Esas manitas que ustedes ven son quien yo soy. Esas mujeres son fuertes. Y yo fui criada por esas mujeres, viéndolas luchando por sus hijos y por nosotros. Y con ese orgullo de esos sacrificios que dieron esas mujeres, que dieron señores como Rafael Sánchez, yo soy quien yo soy. Yo estudié aquí en la escuela pública, tuve el privilegio de estudiar en Harvard University, también en Princeton, trabajar en la Casa Blanca, pero de esta comunidad no me saca nadie. Nadie no me sacan de aquí.
Yes.
La primera cosa que yo hice cuando yo terminé la universidad fue venir a trabajar aquí en esta comunidad. Graduada de Harvard, y aquí fue que yo llegué. Y después de eso he seguido aquí. Y este escaño, esta meta que tenemos, de ser la próxima consejería, tenemos que ser la próxima por ese amor propio que tenemos en la comunidad. Así que quiero agradecer mucho. Quiero decir, cuando yo diga Pierina, ustedes dicen 20, 21. Pierina.
2021.
Pierina.
2021.
Pierina.
2021.
Gracias. Bueno, ahora quiero introducir a varias personas que son el gran apoyo que yo he tenido en esta campaña. Primeramente, el tío, el congresista Espaillat.
Oh, bien.
Quien es un pionero. Espaillat, que vamos.
Espaillat, que vamos. Pierina, Espaillat, que vamos. Pierina, Espaillat, que vamos. Pierina, Espaillat, que vamos.
Ok, quiero introducir al congresista Espaillat, que me está brindando un gran apoyo.
Thank you,
Plátano Power.
Pierina. I want to thank our great two, Jamal and Richie, for being here today. It's very special and very important that you're here today, and your support for this candidacy is so important to all of us. And darle las gracias a todos ustedes. Thank you all for being here today too, to share this special moment with Pierina in the opening of her office. But I also want to really take this opportunity to thank her family, because without the family support, you really can't go forward. If your family is not around you, supporting you, then the community say, why should we? But her family has been around her. Mic check. Her family has been around her, and it is perhaps one of her best assets. The fact that her mother, her father, they all work with her on a daily basis, and they're making sure that we go out there and we knock on doors and we get the message out there to the voters. This is an important race in the city of New York, because I think it is time for more women to be elected to office.
Yes!
And so, para mí fue muy fácil, porque yo decidí temprano, un año o más atrás, que yo quería apoyar candidatos jóvenes y preparados y honestos. I made the decision about a year or so back that I wanted to support young, qualified, and honest candidates for city council. Entonces yo vi a Pierina, yo dije, ella es. Yo vi a Pierina y dije, ella es. Entonces cuando revisé su currículum, vi que se graduó de las mejores universidades de los Estados Unidos y dije, ella es. Y cuando entonces vi su experiencia a tan corta edad, que trabajó en la Casa Blanca y en City Hall, trabajó para el concejal Fernando Cabrera, yo dije, ella es. Entonces cuando yo fui y vi, dije, bueno, pero si ella es tan buena, debe de tener una familia excepcional. Y conocí su madre, su padre, y hoy conozco sus tías, y digo, ella es. Entonces dije, Pierina, tú tienes que trabajar fuerte para ser concejal, tú tienes que tocar en puerta todos los días, y cuando toco la puerta todo el mundo la conoce, y yo digo entonces, ¿qué? ¡Ella es! Entonces estamos aquí para decidir que el 22 de junio necesitamos una buena representación. ¿Por qué? Porque ella es. Estamos aquí también para decidir que ella y su familia y todos nosotros necesitamos una voz fuerte. ¿Por qué? ¡Ella es! Entonces, sin duda, el 22 de junio vamos a salir todos unidos de manos para decirle a este distrito que tiene tantas necesidades, que ha pasado tantas calamidades, que realmente tiene familias buenas y honestas, que trabajan diariamente para el bienestar de sus hijos. Todos colectivamente le vamos a decir al mundo entero que ¡ella es!
Pierina, Espaillat que vamos. Pierina, Espaillat que vamos. Pierina, Espaillat que vamos.
Y ella es. Pero yo no lo necesito.
Está en vivo, está en vivo.
I don't need a mic. So the next person that I wanna introduce to you all, needs no introduction, is another Congress member who is a first-time Congress member and who is the first Afro-Latino gay man to represent.
Yes! Yes!
He was an incredible council member. I know because I was his counterpart in the mayor's office, and it was tough whenever I had a hearing with him. And I want to introduce to you all, former council member, and our member of Congress here, Richie Torres.
Yes! Woo!
Actually, when you made that comment, I thought of something, because I'm part of the Congressional Black Caucus, the Congressional Hispanic Caucus, and the LGBT Caucus, which means I pay more dues than any member of Congress. I will just say, intersectionality is expensive. You know, when I was elected to Congress in June and November, my perspective changed. I was no longer simply an elected official, but there was a sense in which I became a leader in the borough, a leader in the South Bronx. And I felt like I have to do my part in raising the standard of political leadership here, in cultivating the next generation of leadership. And for me, there is no greater example of what is possible, of how far we can go and how high we can rise, than my friend, Pierina Sanchez. There is no race that is more important to me. There is no candidate who inspires me more. And so I'm going to do everything I can to ensure that Pierina Sanchez is in the New York City Council. When people ask me, who are the rising stars of the New York City Council in 2022 and beyond, the name I mention the most often is Pierina. Because she is an inspirational daughter of the Bronx, if there ever was one. Like her, life has been a journey from humble beginnings in the Bronx to Harvard University, to Princeton University, to the Obama White House, to City Hall, and now she's back to the Bronx. Because like a true public servant, she always returns home, and she never forgets where she come from. Even when she left the Bronx for the Obama White House, the Bronx never left her.
Yes!
The Bronx is core to who she is as a public servant, and it will be core to who she is as a city councilor. And nothing will fill me with greater pride than to send this wise, brilliant Latina, Afro-Latina, Afro-Dominicana to the New York City Council. I'm deeply invested in Pierina because she is a champion of affordable housing. Now, everyone tweets about affordable housing, but true public service is not measured by what you tweet. It's measured by what you do. And Pierina is a doer. Like, she has a unique combination of brain power and willpower. She has a strong heart and a strong mind. And if you mess with Pierina, it won't end well. And if you mess with her community, it definitely won't end well.
That's right.
Yeah.
And no one is going to fight more vigorously for people to remain in their homes, for our community to remain intact, than Pierina Sanchez. No one is going to fight harder. You know, in the 1970s, when we were ravaged by arson and abandonment, none of you left. You stayed and rebuilt the Bronx. During COVID-19, during the worst infectious disease outbreak since the Spanish flu, none of you left. You stayed and rebuilt the Bronx. None of us went to our second homes in the Hamptons. I'm assuming none of you have second homes in the Hamptons. We stayed. And the central mission of Pierina's life is to defend the right of the people of the Bronx to stay in the home and the neighborhood that we built. And no one is going to represent greater resistance to displacement and gentrification than your future council member, than the best hope of our borough, my friend, Pierina Sanchez. Soy puertorriqueño, pero hablo español mal. Soy el congresista Richie Torres. Pierina Sanchez será la estrella más brillante del Consejo Municipal de Nueva York.
Yes.
Pierina luchará para garantizar que todos los antioquinos tengan acceso a viviendas asequibles. El futuro. This is hard. El futuro de la política de la ciudad de Nueva York tiene el nombre Pierina Sanchez. So, vota por mi candidata favorita en el Consejo Municipal, Pierina Sanchez.
Noreste del Bronx, pero nos representa a todos en el Bronx, porque él es también el presidente del Partido Demócrata del Condado del Bronx. So now I want to introduce to you someone who is a senator, who not only represents his community in the Northeast Bronx, but is also the chairman of the Bronx Democratic Party, Senator Jamal Bailey.
So now there's no pressure about the Spanish. Pero ahora yo voy a empezar en español. Soy de Norte Carolina y nació en Nueva York, pero mi esposa es puertorriqueña. A veces tenemos que hablar en español en mi casa. Y yo tengo dos hijas como Pierina Sánchez. Si mis hijas van a ser como Pierina Sánchez, yo voy a ser
muy orgulloso.
Feliz. Muy feliz. Sí. Y a veces no puedo hablar español, pero yo puedo entender. La comunidad pueden entender. ¿Y qué pueden entender? Trabajando fuerte. Trabajando duro. Trabajando para la gente en su comunidad. Pierina Sánchez, en la Soledad. had to start.
Yes, you did more.
Como la congresista, ella es. That needs to be on the new signs. Ella es. You gotta think about who. And if my daughters became what Pierina Sanchez would be, I'd be a very happy father. What she did when she left home, she never left. Her heart was always in the Bronx, and she could write her ticket anywhere. With a Harvard degree and a Princeton degree, she could be going somewhere making millions of dollars, but she stayed right here. She wanted to make sure that the kids in the community, about how, for some reason, somebody with 2 Ivy League degrees can't get into the Bronx High School of Science. We're going to fix that. Pierina Sanchez is going to help fix that in the New York City Council.
Yes.
We have to make sure education opportunities are given to all people so that we can continue to do the right thing like Pierina Sanchez was able to do. It's so critical that we get good candidates, that we get young candidates, and that we get more women in government to make sure that we capture the essence of what our communities need. Ms. Flores, tomorrow, happy Mother's Day in advance. Thank you for raising an amazing young queen. Thank you for having the strength. Thank you for making sure that you put into her so she can put into our community so that at City Hall on January 1st, 2022, when you're asking who is the member of the City Council, now Congressman, I don't know how the roll call goes in the City Council. I don't know how they do it in the City Council, but in the State Senate where I get to serve, the 36th Senatorial District, they call your name. And when she says, I, presente, she's saying it on behalf, not just on herself, not just on behalf of her family, and not just on behalf of her district. But brothers and sisters, hermanos y hermanas, it's about not just tomorrow. It is about the days thereafter. It is about planting seeds under the shade, which will never sit, but we still plant those trees. Because we need those trees not just to literally breathe the oxygen, but we need those trees to have the fruit to bear for the next generation. This is a candidacy that's forward thinking. It's not just about tomorrow, but the tomorrows thereafter. So when you cast your vote, you're not just casting your vote for the next 2 or the next 4 or the next 8 years. You are casting your vote for someone who will leave a lasting legacy in your lives. So I ask you, I ask us all to think about what you can do, not just for yourself, but what you can do long beyond when you're here. And when you go into the voting booth on June 22nd, in early voting before that, when you go into the voting booth, first thing you're going to do is you're going to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Because that's how we get things done in our community. But when you tell that friend to tell that friend to tell that friend, you're going to tell them who to vote for. And that's going to be Pierina Sanchez, our next city council member. Let's do it, y'all.
Thank you so much. I mean, I can't even, like, I'm so humbled, so honored to have your support. I really am.
This is Spanish 101, masquerading as a radio.
All right, so next up, I am so incredibly proud also of the support of our brothers and sisters and siblings in labor who have chosen me somehow as the candidate. As the candidate to represent workers in New York City, in District 14. So I want to call up Mr. Brendan Griffith from the Central Labor Council, which represents 1.1 million workers in New York City. 1.1 trabajadores sindicales. Ahora voy a llamar al señor Brendan, que representa a 1.1 millones de trabajadores que me están apoyando.
Very, very happy to be here to support Pierina, and it is no mystery why you support Pierina. Working people support Pierina because Pierina supports working families. Every step of her career has been to uplift working families in the communities that she's in. Every step. So we are proud to stand with her. Very, very proud to stand with her. You know, it won't take too long. It's a little chilly, but to be honest, I am fired up. I am fired up listening to our elected officials. I am fired up listening to Pierina, and I'm excited about what's going to happen on June 22nd. But as someone from the labor movement, I'm going to transition because we know we are here because we support Pierina. So I'm going to talk about the work. I'm going to talk about the work. So between now and June 22nd, as we said, early voting starts soon. We need to go out there, we need to knock on doors, we need to make phone calls, we need to make sure that the people of District 14 know who Pierina is and what she stands for, and that she's going to be the next council member in this district. So, sisters and brothers, please, please get out there, do the work. Let's make sure that we have a champion in the city council in District 14. And Senator, with all due respect, I wouldn't even have tried to start in Spanish. But I'm going to end with what very little Spanish I know, and it's 3 simple words. Si se puede.
¡Sí se puede! ¡Sí se puede! ¡Pierina, sí se puede! ¡Pierina! ¡Pierina!
Right now, we're almost there. I have to tell you this story. So I've been going at this. I started this campaign as soon as I left City Hall because I couldn't do it before that. And ever since I started the campaign, I just go down the streets, right? That's how I met so many of you. And I walk and I say, hi, I'm Pierina. Nice to meet you. Hey, hi, I'm Pierina. Nice to meet you, right? And so one day I introduced myself to a group of gentlemen on 183rd Street who were hanging out. It was, I think it was a Saturday afternoon or something like that. And 2 days later, I have a call with someone who says, you know, I received a call about somebody who was handing out flyers, and you know, I just had to check you out. So, what are you about? And this person is one of our greatest community leaders here in the 14th Council District. This person is Mr. K-Born. I'll leave it at that, and I'll say it in Spanish. Que tengo que contar esta historia. So, yo estaba caminando desde el comienzo de esta campaña. Yo camino y yo digo, saludos, me llamo Pierina Sanchez, estoy corriendo para concejal. Hasta la próxima persona es la próxima. Y un día yo hice eso, vamos a decir como en julio del año pasado. Y entonces 2 días después recibo una llamada, porque yo le había dado unos flyers a unos señores que estaban en una esquina de la 183. Y el señor me dice, bueno, me llamaron y me dijeron que tú estabas dando flyer y yo quiero saber quién eres tú. Y esa fue la primera conversación que yo tuve con un señor que es uno de los más grandes líderes de aquí, de esta comunidad en el 14, que aboga por la juventud, que cuando hay cualquier crisis aquí en la comunidad está al frente, y ese es el señor K-Born.
Yeah, it'd be surprised if I got 5 kids that's half Spanish, half black. Ain't no more Spanish for me. So, I was born and raised around here, in the Bronx. Literally right around here. I remember when this was a restaurant, a Greek restaurant. I remember when that was brought to be cooked food in the home. You know? Now, I go down around here. White boy George, Irish, Yugoslavians, it was really no black and Hispanics around here. You know, and to see the change in the way that things was before, and to see the change that we need now. You know, we need a lot of change now. When I was young back in the days, I knew all the local politicians, because they had trucks, and they rode around, so they was the local heroes. Nowadays, I really don't know what's going on. Until I hear he says, she says, but as far as I see the movement, I don't really see too many movements. I see her moving. As soon as she came around the block, the whole neighborhood let me know. So that's how I know when people say, I know what you're doing because everybody gonna let me know. So as soon as they let me know that somebody was coming out and they said that they was gonna be, they running for council, they automatically called me. And I got in touch with her. And I wanted to know who she was. And she told me who she was. I came out, I came to see her, and we have done a whole bunch of events since then. You know? And I go like this, like I said, I'm born and raised in the Bronx. On August 28, 1963, right? Martin Luther King said a speech, right? He said, I had a dream. Now, right here on May 8th, 2021, Cape Horn River's gonna tell you that I got a dream.
Yeah.
And guess what? My dream is that I can wake up one day and come outside in the Bronx and I won't be rated number 62. My dream is that I can wake up and come outside in the Bronx and I can bump into the majority of people that I know and they can tell me, okay, I got a job. My dream is one day I can come outside in the Bronx and I can have a conversation with people and they can say, yo, I live in a place that's really affordable.
Yes.
You know, $52,000 a year is not affordable. The average person I know, Billy, make $25,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? I got a dream that I could wake up one day and come outside in the Bronx and I could walk down the block and I don't see a whole bunch of homeless people. People have a place to stay at. You know? I got a dream I could wake up one day and see some kids and they all got a proper education in the Bronx.
Yes.
I got a dream I could wake up in the Bronx and come outside and I don't see a whole bunch of gangs. I don't see a whole bunch of people leaning on the corner. We got to find help for these people. We got to come outside. We got to put our foot to work. We got to start leading as leaders, as parents, as adults. Those are titles. Anybody can have them titles. We got to start living those out, man. These kids is watching us. I got a dream that we can come out here and the kids can have a place to play at safely. You know, we got to start opening up community centers in all communities because we done put it to the point right now where kids can't go from one block to the next block. So what we gonna do? We're gonna force them to go over there and get into an altercation, or we're gonna build something right here for them.
We're gonna build it.
We're gonna build stuff right here. And I feel that Pierina's gonna come out here and that's what she's gonna do.
Yes!
Community, we're gonna help her. Because each one teach one. She can't go out there and knock on everybody's door. So we gotta come out there, we gotta help her. Everybody say they're gonna be a volunteer. But when it's time to volunteer, we can't find nobody. So people gotta come out and you gotta stick again. We gotta be who we are. And we say we're gonna do something, then we gotta come out and do it. And we all right here, we're saying that you're gonna be the next person to the council. Guess what we gotta do? We gotta get her in there.
Yes.
With that being said, I say that.
Okay, Chef and Miss Vivian, and Mr. George. I just want to introduce these three leaders right here. You know, like K-Born, I would know too if you was K-Born. So like K-Born, I am so blessed, so incredibly blessed to have an on-the-ground community network that is making this a reality. This is not about me. This is about us. This is about us and our collective future. This is about our dignity being reflected in our outcomes, right? This is about all of you and how we come together as people and as family. So Ms. Chef, I just want to go 1, 2, 3 and have you introduce yourselves and just say a little bit about what your vision is.
I'm Chef Wilson. I'm the community chef. I do a lot of nutrition programs. And my vision is that if we can put all the needs and all the frustration and see that it's going to put us somewhere and we're going to achieve it, it's like we have to do it. Because I'm not one to do all the talking and all that. I want to do it. So that's where I'm at. I'm at action. And being with, oh my God, being with you is like, that's what I see. I don't see the talk, I don't see the yada yada, I see the action. You put the footwork in, she hits the ground running, she goes. And that's what I want to see. Because for the next generation, that's what we need. Because I'm good where I'm at, but I know my son, my daughter, they're going to need that opportunity. They're going to need somebody in there. And then to have somebody who's not going to do anything, and I'm just voting for you, no. The big election is gone, okay, but there's another one that's important here. You gotta get up in there, you gotta get people
Yes.
in there. And the only way to do that is to get up and do it. Because my dreams are with her. And I am so happy that you're doing it. And I'm like, I'm going to be there. So that's how strongly I feel about it.
Good afternoon, all. My name is Vivi Ortiz. I just, George had called me, told me there's somebody you need to meet. I said, really? It's going to be interesting. And interesting it was. Some of you know me, I'm the parent coordinator of Page 46. I see firsthand issues that our parents come to. I have Javier Maximo Jaharto, but I have to say, I have to give a shout out to our congressman. Because of him, our parents, for those that cannot afford free Wi-Fi, his office helped. I also want to say the number of homelessness is just out of control. Our parents doubling up, that definitely has to stop. También I want to thank, I know it's all about you, but Espaillat, I didn't know that I was across the street from him. I brought in one of my parents because I said, I'm sick and tired of this. Why is it that there's still people in shelters? Why is it that there's still people dealing with homelessness and having to deal with picking up their belongings or losing their belongings because they have nowhere to go? I again went to Javier. I said, I'm one, that I elected this man. What can he do for me? What can he do for the community? And I have to say, this family that I came to him now has a place to live. So in her having these people by her side, she has my vote. She has my attention, and our community as well. I know we need to see change. Definitely need to see change, and I'm seeing it. Again, just by having these amazing people on her side, you got my attention. Woo!
Mr. George! He knows it's coming.
I really don't like to speak. No disrespect to nobody else. I'm more of an actions person than a talker. Kate Bourne is responsible for me meeting this lady. We do a Thanksgiving giveaway. We give out like over 2,000 turkeys every Thanksgiving to families and all that. So Kate Bourne came over one day in the morning time. I seen this lady come with her husband. So I want you to introduce me to this lady. There's her husband. There we go. He's standing in the background. Cut. So usually, I don't mean to say, usually most people have a tendency to let people down. Their actions don't meet their words. I'm more of an actions than words. Don't tell me something you're not going to do for me. Don't feed me a lie you're not going to do for me. Just be a real honest person. When Kate wanted this, when she came over, I watched her and her husband help us give away 2,500 turkeys, right, for his families. You broke your back, you broke open like 1,000 boxes. You did the garbage work, the detail. I'm sitting watching this thing, I said, wait a minute. Why is a councilwoman doing something like that? You won me over that day because your actions spoke louder than your words. You showed you care. Most people to me, I'm sorry, will say this, but they don't care. They'll say something nice in public, but when it's time to put the footwork, to put the sneakers on, they don't do it. So I'd rather deal with people. I studied you like a detective, like a good detective. Your actions truly speak louder than your words. You are an amazing person. God bless your mother and father who raised you and you raised right. I love you to death. You won a lot of people over here. What you're seeing, I'm not seeing what everybody else hasn't seen here. We pray for you, because my job, you know, is with the kids. The kids are the most important thing. I'm the general to the kids. I've seen the kids, everybody has a role here that plays a different part in the community. My strength is for the kids. I'm tired of seeing these kids dead. I'm tired of seeing these kids end up in jail. I'm tired of seeing these kids without nowhere to go to turn to because their mother and parents are out there working hard to make ends meet at home. I've always been taught by my mother that it's our job and our responsibility, like Kate Vaughn said, as adults, to help out these kids, be their uncles. I'm an uncle to so many different nationalities. I'm Uncle George to everybody. They don't look at me as a white kid. They don't. I'm impressed by that. Living there, they say, George is George. George cares about all of us. I care about the kids, and I will give until the day God takes me away from this earth, our job is to save as many kids and point them in the right direction. And hopefully with all of y'all can provide the resources where I can have them walk down like the Wizard of Oz, walk down the yellow brick road, and at the end, it's not a fake magician when you pull back your thing. Because no matter what color we all are, religion, we're all a community. What goes on in the world, we can't control. But what we can control is what happens right here. And when one neighborhood sees another neighborhood do it, it trends it, it passes it on. God bless you. God bless Vivian. God bless you. God bless all of you.
All right. That went a little longer than I anticipated, but my heart is full. My heart is full. I want to thank you so much for coming here today. The very last and honestly the most important shout out that I want to give is to my family, to my 7 daughters, my mother, to Juan Sanchez, who has a black belt in everything you can imagine, so don't mess with him. My brother, if he takes his mask off, you'll get confused because we look just alike. My father, Rafael Sanchez, who I would not be here without these three, and my brother, William Sanchez.
I need to get back in shape.
Okay, thank you so much.
I'd love to have you.
There's pizza, pastelitos,
See her.
I think a lot of water,
Get the number
and
from
some
her.
music, so let's enjoy.
No problem. No problem. No problem. That's my love there. My pleasure.
Pierina, con la gente, ponte todo con todo. Llama a la gente que ponte de ti.
Los dos congresistas que te estén subiendo la mano, esa es la foto que yo quiero. Levánteme la mano, eso es, eso es.